What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning the top of the map in the red color playing as Oranos. His name is Ayah. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Zeus. His name's Magic. The map is Ghost Lake. And I can't give you much more information than this. This game was played back in 2.0 days, back in 2018. Magic dominating as always. Ayah, on the other hand, an up-and-comer, currently cementing himself as one of the best players currently playing, if not the best. It's always hard to tell with these people at this time because there's just not that many tournaments. The Magic was always very, very strong. Sometimes he came back and was quite... That's unlucky. That's unlucky. This is why you got to scout properly with these go. Super unlucky. Both players actually don't find their hunt straight away. The ball chilling over here. Ayah actually finds his caribou, and there's quite a few of them over there, which is going to be really nice for him. Magic may actually be forced into doing some sort of crazy centaur strangle here. And there's like a no hunt 330 advance time centaur build, which was made popular back in 2003 by I don't know who, but there were people out there who would just rush to the classical age and then make centaur and then try and kill off as many villages as they possibly could. Now this does not look like that. We do see hunting dogs is going to be coming in as the villagers are jumping off their wood over onto food to get some serious food gains. This is some very interesting adaptation here from Magic, and I like it. He's taking villagers off wood, tucked them over onto the ball here, and he's going to be chopping down some. He's going to get hot. He's going to get housed. He's going to get housed. Oh no! It's tragic. It's a tragedy. And then he throws up the house with 3 villagers and he's going to get a little bit of supply blockage here. Ayah, on the other hand, having no issues adapting to the map, given how good his scouting's been. Check out this scouting from him. Very, very interesting. It gets most of this middle ground here. And you can see he's missed no pigs. So that's very, very good. And Magic is still chopping down those straggler trees over there. And moving over onto this food and over onto the caribou there. It's going to be a bit of a late advance time, it looks like, for Magic. It's going to be tough for him to advance. It's going to be tough. But we'll see what he can do. He may be able to pull something out. He needs a couple more villagers on gold to get a temple up if he wants to advance. But Ayah going to have no issues getting there. And in fact, because he knows that there's this hunt here, this could be a very, very difficult time for Magic because he may get pushed off it by Oracle heroes, maybe even before he advances to the next age. He'll be able to click up, but he's gonna have some issues here. And if you've ever watched Ayah playing, he does stream from time to time, but if you ever watch him, he's constantly doing this over food. So he's gonna already know probably that this is where Magic is currently hunting from. If you didn't know, this only works on Verbally, it doesn't work on Extended Edition. They did fix it, at least somewhat. And yeah. But it's kind of a cheeky little, know where your opponent is. But I mean, obviously that's where he's going to be. It's not going to be anywhere else at this point. But we'll see what Ayah is going to decide to do. He's going through Prometheus. There's no surprises there. The Catastrophe is trying to pick off some caribou here. It'll be a little bit obnoxious. It is a bit of a tactic you can do with your scouts in the early game is to just, if you get there early enough and you don't want to scout too much, you can just pick off your opponent's hunt with it. 2 damage a second, it has 20 HP. It's going to kill that one off fairly quickly. And then you can have them losing food for quite some time. There's the military barracks, there's the counter barracks. The oracles are not going for a rush here. Villagers are getting pulled off the food there and returning to base. 2 villagers on the temple mean we are wanting to make some centaur here. And And we will probably be seeing an early... surely you get out the Jason and the Odysseus. Needs to build some houses. Magic forgetting the houses. No houses yet. He hasn't queued anything up to see. There's the house. Promethean offspring coming in. I don't want to run too close to the town center here. They will start getting attacked. Just turn around and fight this one, and then Garrison is totally fine. And the Promethean will get out of there. We do see the Jason coming through, grabs the Dwarven Calipers, bolts immediately onto one of those Hero Murmilla, and then he's going to return straight home. Centaur coming out, Odysseus coming out, Sylvan Law being the first upgrade, very, very important as well. Promethean offspring for Ayah coming back in as well, and he is already on the speedy train to the next stage in this game. Forward gold mine for Magic as well. There is no back gold mines. It's a very difficult map for him to play, but he's already got the Odysseus out, already got the Jason out. And the Centaur is chilling as well. You see the Catascopus in the back here fighting the Citizen. And he will get picked off there. This harass is not going to last too long if he loses that one. And he does. Just giving himself a little bit of time. I guess a little bit less resources coming in. And the Centaur are starting to run amok. You can see he's grabbing some goats over here. And the Oranos units coming in, going to be pushing off this gold mine. That's going to be brutal. The Odysseus is still chilling here, trying to get as much damage as he possibly can do onto these units. He did miss that shot, but he will be doing some stuff there. The Centaur now coming into the base of Ayah, going to be attempting to get some pickoffs. Have to be super careful with this Centaur because you do not want to be losing them. As with the games against Green Sea Squash when Ayah was playing Zeus, the important part about this Centaur strategy is hitting the peak amount of Centaurs, otherwise you're going to find yourself in a really difficult position here. Losing some villagers though, that's not what you want to do. Centaur coming in, going to get a free hit over there, but Hero Terme does get converted, and that's going to force the Centaur back. More Centaur coming out. Stable coming down now for Magic, who is actually defending this fairly well, and for some reason Ayah is just letting him hunt down here in favor of hitting this gold mine, which, while it may seem like the optimal thing to do, you want to be hitting the food because that'll stop more villagers coming out in the early game at the very least. You see the Centaur has taken fire from this Hero Term. We'll have to retreat. Nice micro so far from Magic, and also from Ayah in order to do little bits of damage here and there. Did get one shot on the Centaur there, but he did get off his special, and Ayah is forced out yet again. And Magic Centaur is returning back to base. He's actually going to have 3 of those, or 4 of those, but he does lose one, unfortunately. Magic does still have a ceasefire, so we have to remember that. That's going to be a thing. He's got a lot of wood in the bank. Huge miss macro there on the economy. At this point, you just want to take villagers off wood and just chuck them over onto food. He may be saving that up for a quick farm transition as well. Is a fairly obvious option there. Now the Centaur's moving out with the Hippocon. They're looking for this location here, but they're not going to find anything apart from just a small amount of economic damage. You want to be hitting... I mean, there's nowhere really to raid a strong Atlantean player like Ayah, because he's always going to have a mana next to his Citizen. Meanwhile, gold mine is being pushed off. Magic's sitting at 62 gold right now. He should just throw like 4 or 5 more villagers onto favor here and spam out the Centaur. You got 7 villagers on favor, and you're able to kind of support Centaur production. We do see the raid coming in, and the villagers do immediately come into their mana, then back in home. They've got straggler trees to go to. One Centaur does help push this one away. If Magic pays attention to this, he may be able to get a snipe on this one, especially with the special ability. And the Citizen is making his way back. Oh, he's going after the Citizen, and he just uses his special there. He does not notice the Citizen was an option there. Hero Mamula coming over right now, and the army from Ayah is moving over and going to be attacking this this hunt location, but there's nothing there for him to grab, or to attack I should say. And now Magic is sitting at 1k wood. Not sure what he's going to be doing. He's still trying to build these houses around this tower, and he can just transition into farms now, no problem. Lots of villagers on the gold. It doesn't have pickaxe though, should be investing in that. Huge raid onto these villages. Actually, that's hilarious. Those villages turn funny looking, but they will get into the sentry tower. Do manage to pick off 2, and that's pretty big. But the centaur is still here. It do manage to snipe a Miller here, but at what cost? Lots of HP damage done onto that centaur there. But there are 6 centaur left, and this is starting to get scary for Ayah. The more these centaurs get, the bigger they are, the more numbers. Starts becoming very difficult for this classical age army to do anything. Does manage to dodge a bunch of arrows there, but then he couples them in with the Hippocon, and they're not fast enough to dodge the Terma on the way out. Meanwhile, the hero Miller just doing so much damage in the front there, while the hero Terma in the back trying to help out. These normal Terma and normal Miller not really doing all too much as they're trying to get that chip damage in, but they're not really hitting much. Nice snipe there with these centaur in the back there from Magic, who's microing really, really well at this point. Trying to throw up another stable for Magic. I think it's better to go in for the military academy here in general. Going two stables, it costs a little bit too much food. And there's the second town center coming up for Magic, which I like. No second town center coming up for Ayah as well. And he's moving in to try and pick off some more villages here. These villages not running though. Get into the tower, and he will get in there. Yes, he does manage to save all of those villages, as Ayah has to retreat out of here now. This town center is going to be up very soon. But the issue with this right now is going to be Magic's got no food income. He's going to run out of these goat very soon, and he's not going to be able to produce those villages anymore. But still microing as best as he can. He does lose another centaur there, so that's huge for Ayah, who has taken over the score lead currently. Remember, this is also an inflated score with the Dwarven Calipers as well. There's the town center, and that's going to give Magic back the score lead before Ayah gets his town center up. And then the villagers are going to start getting pumped out. Maybe time to cancel these centaur just to make sure you keep ruling this. There's another goat here that I didn't notice, which is going to allow Magic a little bit more time to get that one up. The unit's turning around. We're going to be picking off a lot of those heroes there. Nice micro back on those centaurs. He's pulling them away from the hero Terma. The cavalry coming in. Odysseus picking off those hero Milo as well. Magic going to have to retreat. A bunch of hero Prometheans are coming out. Jason does get built there as well. And these villagers are pumping out, and he does not have plow, he does not have husbandry, so this is the slowest possible food income you can get from this farm. And he's starting to build up quite the amount of wood here though, so we will probably see, no, we're not seeing too much coming just yet. There's more farms coming out, and I think at this point Magic's got to be pretty happy. It's third town center though for Ayah, is going to help him out quite a bit in order to get in front. Nice micro from Ayah trying to pick off that low HP centaur, but does not manage to hit it there. He definitely could have hit it, I think. Oh no, maybe they move fast enough with the Hippocons allowed to be running with them. Ooh, a nice turnaround there from those hero Terma, but will that mean that he loses some is the question. Not quite. They're too fast for these Hippocon to hit them though. It may even be worth it to just sort of target them down, but they're going to be retreating away. I'm going to get onto one of them. He does get it. No, does not quite get there. Thea does come through, though, for Ayah, and this is where this centaur army starts to show its signs of weakness. Stymphalian birds and dryads coming out counter this army incredibly well, and we're going to have to see Magic playing very defensive for a little while here. Or the hero Terma picking up another centaur. And this centaur number, even with the threat of this heroic age, is getting very, very small. And maybe you don't even need to see the Stymphalian bird spammage. And we'll see what he chooses to do here. Ayah sometimes likes just to jump straight to the mythic age and go for a titan, but obviously the town centers came up a bit late, so he's going to be strapped for cash at the moment. We'll see what he can do here. Just spend those Stymphalian birds out to clean up centaurs. The centaurs are going for a little raid here. The villagers are on this gold mine, but not much can be done there with the manors and the town centers in the way. But huge raid just about to hit these citizen over here, but Magic doesn't notice it. He saw it. He 100% saw that there, but he's going elsewhere, looking for the gold mines. And he sees, and Ayah does see the centaur coming by, and he actually retreats these. And Magic does miss this gold mine just barely. Stymphalian bird's hitting Magic off this gold mine as he's moving forward with that Stymphalian bird. We will be seeing, potentially seeing Odysseus coming over to deal with this. Huge raid from Ayah coming in, and Magic does react very, very fast, moving those villagers back, but he will be losing at least one villager that does not get going, if not a second one, but he does manage to get into the town center, and then he'll be trying to raid underneath this one. Magic coming over, trying to find out if he can fight that one off or not. He's still sort of struggling to produce villagers here. Doesn't have plow, still no husbandry, so it's really, really low economic progress here. And the centaurs are going to be coming back. The Stymphalian bird is getting targeted. Huge shockwave right there, picking off hitting nearly every single one of those Hippocon. Meanwhile, the Hippocon are mostly just targeting down the Murmillo here when you need to at least focus something onto those Eterna. Otherwise, they're going to get a bunch of free shots. And this is going to be a brutal victory here for Ayah. At least this fight here is going to be really well in his favor. Hesperid's tree coming down for Ayah as well. And now the villagers have been spotted on this gold mine, and that's going to be the next port of call for Ayah as he is pushing through Magic's army like it is nothing. And Magic's still trying to hang on here as best as he can. He's still got a couple of units. Magic's sitting at 86 population to Ayah's 131 population with resources in the bank, and Magic finally hits ceasefire. A little bit too late if you ask me. He should have been hitting that as soon as that crazy shockwave went off, but he did not. And now Ayah is going to be on his way to the Mythic Age through Hecate, and that's going to be brutal. Villagers moving forward, maybe going to grab this town center. He is going to grab the town center. He has these caribou over here that he can eat as well, which is going to help out his food situation. Plows finally come through, but still no husbandry. Still no husbandry at all. So if you're not aware, husbandry affects your gather rate, not because of the actual base gather rate, but because it cuts the villager walking time in half, which is huge because they walk very far away from the town center, and they do that 2 times on their trip. It's a lot of resources gathered extra. Jason popping out to help out with this shenanigans here as the villagers getting pulled off. The Stymphalian bird spots the town center going up, and it's been a little bit too slow. Going to be losing a couple of these villagers, unfortunately, but the town center will get up, and he's going to be moving over onto this storehouse, onto this gold mine. Not paying attention though, he's going to lose a bunch more villagers. Now the army from Ayah is popping in here, and it's going to be doing a bunch of damage onto this centaur over here. The dryads are in here as well. That's super hard to deal with. More centaur popping out for Magic, and he's trying to, well, he should be building hoplite here if he wanted to, but heavy Murmillo are here as well. And they're going to start carving up this Greek army. Hecate comes through for Ayah, and Magic taps out as soon as that one goes down. GG. Well played by Ayah. Really just clinical usage of the Oranos god here in this matchup. I think Magic just felt always behind because of the bad gold mine, and then that awful early game where he tried to adapt to the hunt, but he just didn't have the wood left to make a house, and getting a little bit housed there, and all of that late advance time meant that he just couldn't hold on to this gold mine as best as he wanted to. Lost a bunch of villagers and just couldn't keep up. Anyways, well played by Ayah. We've gone to game number 2 shortly. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Having a great time. Hope you are as well. Let's